Good afternoon and welcome back to another edition of the Strictly Muscles Chronicles. My name is Martin. I'm a personal trainer, muscle activation technique specialist, and nutrition coach in Chicago. And I've been putting together the Chronicles during the COVID-19 pandemic to provide exercise, nutrition, and mindset practices to help us all persevere well during this time. I've found that my purpose is to help guide people to more resilient mental and physical lives. And I believe that nutritious eating, appropriate exercise, and healthy habits are all part of living that life of resilience and purpose. So last week I wasn't around. I didn't post any videos. And I did that because I wanted to regroup. And what I've been doing over the last week is putting together a plan. So I have a structure to what I do. That'll eliminate me spending about 3 hours a day between what am I going to talk about, videoing, editing, and posting, because I thought those 3 hours could be used more efficiently in my day, and it allows me to do the things that I feel will create more value in my life, professionally and personally. Another reason I did that is I wanted to talk with my clients that are in the industry of recording and get their feedback on, okay, what are some options that I can do affordably for video quality and sound. So I've ordered a video quality adapter and I'm working on researching and learning a little bit more about the sound options I have. And finally, I wanted to just go ahead and take a break and focus on those things that I feel will add value to my life and my professional life, my coaching program that I'm in right now, as well as sitting back and reading and learning and maintaining my daily ritual, essentially practice what I'm preaching. So the schedule for the Chronicles is going to be adapted. Instead of taking a whole week off to do that at a time, what I want to do is I've created a schedule for myself to keep myself on point and being more productive. The schedule with these videos is going to be on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'll post them at 4 p.m. each of those days. I look forward to sharing more content with you. And now we're going to go into this week's nutrition focus. We're going to start focusing on carbohydrates for your nutrition focus. Today, let's go ahead and go back to using your hand to determine the portion size. Don't worry about so much what kind of carbohydrates you're having. Let's just go ahead and really dive into being aware of the portion sizes you're having at each meal. As a reminder, cupping your hand and filling that up will be your portion for your carbohydrates. For women, go with 1 cupped hand per meal. For men, go with 2 cupped hands per meal. Tune back in on Wednesday, because that's when I'm going to cover what are some variables we want to have and to consider to vary how much carbohydrate you have in your diet. And then on Friday, I want to cover what are some options for smart carbohydrates to have in your diet. But today, until Wednesday, focus on the portion control using a cupped hand. Over the next couple of weeks during time for exercise, we're going to go into muscle activation techniques. What it is, some ways to implement it into your daily routine, and why it's important. Well, what muscle activation techniques is, it's a process of finding what muscles in your body aren't doing their job. That means you don't move so well. And there's a list of things that could happen when your muscles aren't doing their job, aren't contracting to move your joints or to be strong enough to handle the stresses, physical stresses you put on your body every day. Muscle activation techniques is my way of finding those weaknesses, addressing them, and then with appropriate exercise, we can build it up so they don't show up in the future, either as frequently or ever. Why is it important to have your muscles strong in order to help you move well? That's exactly it, to help us move. If we don't move, it's pretty hard to do what we want to do in life. And just because we're at home a lot more doesn't mean we still don't want to be able to move and function as optimally as possible. So tune back in on Wednesday. I'm going to share with you a couple ways to assess your movement and potentially your muscles' ability or lack of ability to move you well with a hip exercise and show you ways to incorporate muscle activation techniques into your daily routine for your hips to help you move better. If you're interested in learning more about creating a program for you, visit strictlymuscles.net. Find out how I use muscle activation techniques as a process in helping my clients move and feel better. Each Chronicle video has a piece about our mindset. It's what we can control, and I encourage everybody to really dive into how can you get better understanding of your mindset. But it's a practice, and that brings me to what I wanted to share with you today for our mindset practice. It's this. Practices are like tools. You add to your tool belt one by one. A new practice doesn't mean throwing the previous one away. It means you keep doing the previous one while shifting your focus to a new one.